Hello, welcome to my channel. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing good. It's a nice Sunday afternoon, quiet. No, wait, it's Saturday. Sorry about that. Tomorrow's Sunday. Anyways, I've been working on a new journal that I just finished, and I will be showing you a flip through of that. And also, I've been working on some embellishments using cupcake liners. So I know if you're like me, you probably got somewhere in your stash because I think every woman loves cupcake liners. I have a bunch of them. I finally decided I'm going to use them. And these embellishments here are called page edgers, and I have to give Anne of Old Decina credit for that because I watch her channel and she does a lot of this, and I've learned a lot from her, and I really enjoy her work. She's probably the best for shabby chic on YouTube that I've ever seen. And so I'm always following her, and I saw her do some of these page edgers. I don't have any in the journal, but I am going to just be making them for mass production when I do want to put them in a journal. I also will be selling some of them. I've made some purses with my own graphics, and I've added a little chain, and I've made some shoes and signs, and you know, I do all kinds of things. Now this is not a cupcake holder. This is a fry liner, air fryer. It's the liner for the air fryer, and we have them here at the dollar store for $1.50. I think they are now. They used to be $1.25. Now they're $1.50, and they're already brown, so they're already a coffee color. So I just decided I would cut one up and see how it did, and it did very well. I think it did very well. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make a couple of these, one or two. We'll see how it goes. On camera, so you can see how I did these, and I followed some very simple rules that Old Decina uses, and I wrote them down. And so she doesn't use the cupcake liners, that's my own addition, but everything else she does. So after I show you the flip through of the journal, we will get into that. And then also I've made some tags that are for sale on my Etsy shop, and these are using purses and shoes that I love to make, and just vintage lace and just decorations. I do make my own titles, and I will have some cutouts up for, you know, some digital downloads that you can fussy cut for the purses. And for the titles, or if you want to call them sentiments, this is another one. And on this one, I've used one of my resin charms that I made out of a little dress, and I put some couple of jewels on there, tied a bow, and I framed her, and then I put some. This is from my perfume sticker sheet that I have in my Etsy shop. The shoes are not in there. I mean, you can, when I do put them up already made for sale, you'll see them. But right now I might have one set of shoes up. Anyways, that's another one. See, which way was I going? I think this way. Oh no, this way. I was going this way. Okay. And here's another one of my pretty girls. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the girls up or not. Takes a lot of time, and I'll get one or two sales, and for me it's just like not even worth the bother, you know. But if somebody'd like them, and you can let me know, I'll see what I can do. These are shoes that I've made and purse that I've made, and you can easily make these too. I will have the fussy cuts up for those. And then my last one. Now these are all for sale in my Etsy shop, as well as will be the journal. My last one is this cutie, and she's just come back from Paris. She has her purse with her, and a chain and some pretty shoes. Okay, so now for the journal, what I did, these are 2-inch, rings, metal rings that I guess you could call them key rings. I don't know. I got them on Amazon for books. And what I wanted to do for the edge, I didn't want a lot of material hanging down because the book is pretty thick, and I just didn't want to take away from the journal. And I have been making tag books, but I changed it. I really like the idea of 2 holes because you can do just so much more with it, and it's still not the journal with all the pages. And I don't know, for me, I'm always, if I I decorate a lot, and I can tend to pull, my pages can tend to pull away because I put too much stuff in it. So this really works very nicely for me. And so I made this bow, and the bow comes off. I probably will take it off, I don't know. But see it, I made a loop, and I glued these bows to that loop. I made it out of this ribbon, the loop, and then added a flower. And it moves around, and it also comes off. And for the first page, which is the cover, I put this clip that holds this down because this is a flip up, and you have a place to write and put pictures and also on there. But I'm going to leave this off because they do tend to get in the way. And then when you open this up, oh, here's one of the page edgers that I put in. And this is a tag that I made that goes right in there. And you can add anything you want to it. You can add a note or a picture, and you've got plenty of room to add pictures and a note here. And over here as well, coffee dyed paper, and you can see the cupcake liner, which I've used, and I think it's very feminine and very shabby chic, and I like that. And then when you open this up, you can see the coffee liner again on this side. And what I did is I made a pocket, and this is popped away from the edge, and it's a tag that you can write on, and you could take it out and you just put it in behind that, and you're all set. And here's a pretty girl that I've let's see, I can't see, there's so many lights that I've got. Now I can see. Okay, here's a pretty girl that I put in a frame. These are all my own graphics, and I also make these signs, which will be available in my Etsy shop for digital downloads, as well as this. Any of the signs you see in here and that you see on the page edgers, you will find them in my shop as well. This is a dresser that I made, and I added a lamp, very vintage, and added some little gems, why not? And inside, this is an envelope. Well, let's go over on this side. On this side is a bedroom scene, and over here I've put a couple of tags. You can write below, and also on the back you could add pictures or whatever you'd like to add, and that goes they go right in here. And what was I going to say? Okay, I don't know. And then over here is another clip, and I put an old-fashioned telephone on it, and I put these beads on there. And this opens this way and this way, and then you have a little tag here, and you can write on the back, and you can write here, and then this opens, and these open for a secret note or a picture of something you want to remember, but you don't want everybody in the world to see it. You could put it right in here. I could have put a dress in here, and I thought about that after the whole book was done, and I was working on these other things, and I didn't get it, I never got back to it. So in here we have some shoes that I made and a little purse. I put some gold cord on it, and this is a tag that comes out, And like I said, these are all my own graphics. And that just goes in there. Let me show you a close-up of the tag and the shoes. And I do put a little glitter in here. I just put a little bit of rose gold stickles here and there just to give it a kind of a aged look, or a, I don't know, just kind of a special look. So you close that up and close that up, and you take your clip and you clip it closed wherever you want. Then you pull over here, and I've made, this is a pocket, and I've made another tag where you can write down here. Oh, I'm going to have to do something about that. Must have got stuck. And that's blank. Okay, and this is a pocket. A decorated pocket. As you can see, I've put lace and trim and lace. And then over here, we have another little pocket. And inside that pocket, I put a vintage dress or dresser. What I would imagine if you had money or you like to paint. And this dress here is popped out 3D. So, and I put some stickles on it. And then you open it, and you have a tag here. You have an empty spot. And then you open it again, and you have a pocket. And I put two tags, blank tags there, that I thought kind of went with everything else. And you can write on them whatever you need to write on, or put a picture. And a little rose tag that I cut out. And then this is a scrappy pad with another pretty little dresser. And there's pages here. And so that closes, and that closes. It's supposed to close. There, it closes. Okay, these are 4 wide, 6 tall, all of them. Okay, and then over here, I have another pocket and another tag that I made, and blank on the back, and this is the pocket. And this is tracing paper that I printed some dots on to cover up the paper that's behind it. And here's some shoes and cottage rose. I love that thought of a cottage rose or rose cottage, either one. And then over here, I put this opens up. You just take the string and undo it, and it easily goes back on there. And you open it up, and it's a pocket here. And what I did is I put a couple of tags that you can write on, or put a dress, you know, you can decorate with lace and put it someplace else if you want. And it says Haute Couture. Okay. And this says Joy. And you fold it, it folds right back up like that. And I put trim all around. I'm not going to bother with the string right now, but I will. And then over here, I have a pocket. And in this pocket and a blank page, I've put this tag and this hat, this paperclip hat. So you can use that wherever you want to. You could actually clip it here if you wanted to and not put it in the pocket. Or perhaps you could clip it over here like that. I think I'll just leave it like that. And this is a page edger, but I used it for the middle of the page because it was big enough. And these pages are small, and I wanted to do something like that. So over here, we have a lace card, and this opens, and I'm not going to open it. You know, if you take the ring off, you can see it says these are, okay, Haute, oh, bonjour, Paris, France. I'm not good at French, really. And a little space here for you to write. And this has a little camera on it. It's a resin camera, one of my charms. I love to have toys, so I make a lot of them. When I make things, I want all kinds of things to play with and to use, and that's what I do. And here is a dresser that's a pocket, and only a narrow piece of paper fits in there, so I made this tag to fit, and you can write on the back, and it says graceful. And then this is another little girl, and she's just for decoration. There's nothing to open. She's just for decoration, and you open this. This little girl has a clip of, let's see, a resin purse, a bow, some beads, and a heart. And then this lifts up. It says antiques, and there's a place to put something, whatever you want. And this opens this way, and you have a scrappy pad here, and you have a place here that's all open. So you got plenty of writing in this journal. Now I put it on this side because when I put the clip over here, it got stuck. So that's why it's over here, and it just keeps this flap closed. Then over here, you saw me make these. I showed you how to make these before. It's just a dress tag graphic that I made into a tag. And then I put Vintage Boutique. I gave her some shoes, tickled her up, whatever. Let's see, her shoes are getting in the way. And then this one is just also for decoration. She was my first one that I made for this journal. And then over here we have a pretty dress. It says boutique with some shoes that I made. And this is an envelope, pocket. It's not an envelope. And I have a tag in there that says Paris, and on this part says inspiration for you to pull it out, easily maneuver it, and put it back in. You can write your vacation plans or your dreams or whatever. Oh, and then over here, I thought this would be kind of cool to put in a paper doll, a vintage lady. And I am going to back her with some chipboard or, heavy paper. And I forgot to do that, but I will do that before I send her out. And she is just got some stickles and stuff. And in here, this one is backed, this dress, which I love. And it's just, you can put that in a journal. You can write on it, put any kind of information you want to put on it. This one reminds me of my grandmother's dress, and that's why I've chosen that one. And then we have over here a vintage boutique with boots and a purse, and it opens up, and you have a pocket here, and this tag comes out, says antiques. Now I have a lot of these signs, let me tell you. I love making signs. And then this is a pocket, and in here I put this tag, which is empty on the back. Okay. And that is the end of this journal. And I put a little sticker on here just to give it something for the end. And I love this little bow. I think it turned out really nice. And it's not too overbearing. It doesn't take away from the journal, I don't think, but it's a nice decoration. Now, on the cover, I did do a lamination. It's a matte effect because I was working with the cover and I realized it's going to get a lot of wear and it's going to probably get scratched up or whatever. And I didn't, dirt or dust or whatever. I didn't want that to happen, especially on the cover. So I have some self-laminating sheets. Now you can't tell it's laminated. You can in the light because the light is reflecting off of it. But when you first look at it and you've got it at home, you cannot tell that when anybody else looks at it, that it's laminated. So I did that for protection, and I think I did her. I would have done them all, but I had already used I've already put them in, like she was already in there. I couldn't take her out and redo it. She was also in there and I couldn't redo it, as well as her, and those are the only ones. So whoever gets this, I want you to know that, you know, and I also laminated the word Paris so that, I mean, well, I was working in it and I felt like, oh boy, this is not good. I just wanted to make it more lasting, you know what I mean? Okay, so I gotta put this in here. I don't want to forget this. All right, this comes, oh sure, so it falls off. Never mind, I'll do that later. What I want to do now is get my stuff together and come right back and make a couple of these with you. One, maybe two. We'll see how it goes. So I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get making one of these. First thing you need is a piece of paper. Doesn't matter how big the paper is. It matters what size that you want to make your page edger. It could be a lot longer. It could be a little wider. This one is about almost 2 inches, under 2 inches. If you wanted to make it wider, you could. And then you need cupcake liners. You need one for each page edger. Now mine, these particular liners are pretty thick. The ones that I get at Walmart are pretty thin. But nonetheless, when I use this color, let's see if I can find it for you. Okay. I used this color liner for one, but it was so bright that I actually turned it and used the other side, the inside out. And what you do is you cut your cupcake holder in half. And then you cut the round part out, the bottom, cut around there. And then you put them, like I want to use this side because it's not so bright, I would glue it together. I'm not going to use this one right now. I'm going to use this pink one. I really like the pink ones. So I'm going to do the same thing. Cut it in half. Cut out the cupcake bottom. Now I want the pink to show on both sides. So I'm going to, see they kind of fit together. I'm using hot glue. I just give it 2 little lines, squirts. It works very well, very easily. I like easy, don't you? Okay, and then I'm going to cut off the part that's too big. Then I'm going to take my piece of paper, and depending on what side I want this to show, you could do, if you want to do an outside page or if you want to do an inside page. I'm going to do it inside because I don't know why, I just kind of like that. It's easier for me for some reason. Okay, so all I'm going to do is glue this on here. And then I'm going to cut some kind of thick lace. You could make it actually material. Anne uses material as well. It doesn't have to be exactly straight. And if you watch any of her videos, she makes nothing straight. And it always looks good, which amazes me. And the way she pulls it with her scissors, I'm still not able to do that. And if it doesn't cover your paper all the way, that's fine. Just get a piece down there and make sure you have your silicone pad so that you don't burn yourself. Okay. Can't remember who I learned that from. I think it was Anne as well. Okay, and I'm just gonna, not gonna glue it all the way to the paper out here. I'm gonna glue more to this area, to the cupcake liner. Because I'm going to go now, and I'm going to cut some of this paper off. I don't want all of it on there. So I'm just gonna, it doesn't have to be neat or anything. Just cut some off so you have some layer of lace showing. Make that a little better. And you can, like, here's some material. You could, I think I'll do that. I like this satiny look. I don't want a lot of it. I might not put it there though. I like pink. I do like pink. So I'm going to put some, you want to put some material, material down, and 2 layers of lace. You can write that down and follow it every time, and you'll be good. Ah, that burned. You'll be good to go. I might even fold over some of this. Well, I guess I'll cut it off. Now they can get wide real fast, so you have to pay attention to what you're doing, because before you know it, you're going to have one 5 inches wide. You're going to, how did that happen? Well, you just kept adding, and you can add as much as you want. I'm going to probably do one more layer of something. Probably this lace right here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. See, mine is going out further than the liner, and that's okay. I want it to. Okay. That's fine. So I'm just going to put that on here. Like so. Make sure you squish down. If you're using hot glue, squish it down so it goes all the way through. You don't have bumps of glue. That's not cool. You could also do this on the sewing machine. I mean, there's no problem at all. I just don't want to get my sewing machine out for this. Okay, so now I want to pick my, oh, you know, I've got this. I like these. I like that. What is that? Okay. I like that too, but I think that's going to be in the way. I might put something down here. Let me see. I've got shoes. That's pretty. I like that. That's pretty. That's kind of going to be my focal point. And then I have cut me out, and Fussy cut me out some other signs, and these will be available for purchase as Fussy cuts. You could put that there. I could put a purse on here, but I think it's kind of big, and I don't have any that are really light. Now, if I wanted to do something like this and that would be pretty, you know. What the next thing I do, though, before actually I do this, I take some yarn. I've got some real fuzzy yarn. I probably got it from Anne. And I fold it and I double it. And sometimes I think I'll quadruple it. And I'm going to make a bow. And you wouldn't think you'd do this right away, but for me it really helps me to know where to place things. Kind of shorten that guy. All right. And I'm going to put that there because I want to see where the bow is going to go. I definitely want the bow. And this is yarn that I sell on my Etsy shop. I'm just going to take one strip and I'm going to add it to the back of the bow. So I'm just going to glue it to the back of the bow. It's all sticking together. That's one thing about yarn and lace. It all likes to be together. It does not like to be alone. Okay. Put it on your silicone pad if you don't. I have a bigger one, but it's not over here that I do this with. Push down on it. I'm going to cut this extra off here. Okay. Now, I'm going to trim this. I just wanted something, you know, more to the bow. And look how it softens it already. It makes it so feminine, and that's what I love. Now, I didn't bring my, what I have these roses. They're organza, and I bought 100 yards of them in off-white. And what I do is I take my ink pad and I ink the tops of them with my pink ink, and I can actually make them any color I want. Like I wanted blue to match these shoes, and I wanted teal to match her dress. So whatever ink I have is what color I can make those bows. I didn't bring that's one thing I didn't remember to do, is bring the bow over here. And I'm wondering about, probably too big. I've got this little row. Oh, maybe not. I'm going to try it. You know what? I'm probably going to ink it pink when I get back to my work table. Okay, so now I have this, and I have these shoes. And maybe I want those. Where did those other shoes go? Let's see. They weren't. Does that ever happen to you? Desk is so piled up with stuff. You don't know where anything is. That makes me so mad. Oh well. I guess they're buried somewhere. Oh, here they are. Okay. They're going this way, and I kind of like that. I like them going that way. And I'm thinking a sign, maybe on the top, maybe on the bottom. I like them down lower. This says beautiful. Now you can make these the signs any size you want. I make some really, really small. They're too small. Where's my other vintage? I have big and small. The fragrance of roses. Oh, I like that. I'm going to do it. And that's it. That's how easy these are to make. And that's why you can make a lot of them. And when you turn this over, you have a full liner. So you put this on the edge of the page. When you turn the page over, you have pink on both sides. It doesn't look stupid. I also have found that I have these silver cupcake holders, and I was thinking about seeing what they would look like. It's not that hard to make things. Let me give it a shot. I got a little more time on my SD card. And let's see. It might not work out. I don't know. But I'm going to do... I tried to ink it to make it look old, you know. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here because I want to kind of age it. I'm just going to throw it on there. Come on. I'm getting too fussy, see? So, oh, where's the edge? Oh, no, you can't do that. You gotta just go with the flow. Just don't burn yourself. Okay. I like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'm going to cut some of this off because we don't need it. Trying to be like Anne, see, and make it go crazily awkward. Not straight. Okay. Get all these little pieces out. Put some more. Is that all I brought over? Huh. No, it's all sitting on top of it. Well, I'm going to put a little pink in there for the heck of it because I like pink. Ow. Don't burn yourself now. Okay, I like pink. And I like this. I'll put a little bit of this in there. You don't need a lot of any one thing, you know. You're just layering. And layering for me is just like the easiest thing in the world to do. Just put your... Because if you like material, I mean in lace, when does lace not look good? You know what I mean? I think it looks good all the time. I love all the laces that we have and we can use. Oh, that's right, I forgot. I thought I did. Yeah, there it is. I brought some, wedding applique over. I'll just take a look at this. I like that. I like that. I think though that would have to go up there. Don't know. It's too dark maybe. It's kind of covering up the silver, but that really doesn't matter. Let me see the shoes again. I like that. And I gotta think about what else I could do to make that look good. Maybe just keep that. Yeah, you know, I think I will. I'm just going to keep that as the focal point, because why not? And I have some of that, which I like. Sometimes it's simpler than you think, and you just get too, if you're like me, you just get too involved and go, oh, I gotta do this, gotta do that. No, just keep it simple, stupid. You know what that, you know how they say that? Well, that's for me, let me tell you. Keep it simple. And when I get off my, I gotta do this, I got 100 million things to do to it, when I stop thinking like that, that's when things fall in place for me. So I'm thinking, I like this. I'm gonna put it, actually put it in my next journal. You watch. Okay. Just, and I can make this smaller. I can cut this down. I can actually make it round if I wanted to. I think that would be kind of cool. Let me see that. I'm not going to make it 100% round, but... I don't know. I might have just ruined it. Who knows? But what I could do is put it on something else and see what it looks like. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think that silver made me do that. See, different fabrics and different things, they can inspire you and get you going to do something else. And I actually do like that. But my time is running out on my, what you call it, my camera. My SD card only allows me so many minutes. So I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm going to say thank you for stopping by. And I hope you will try this. I'd love to see some of your creations if you do it, because I think this is cool. So let me see. All right. Thank you for stopping by, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you coming and watching. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this cupcake liner page edger thing that we've come up with. And I'll see you in the next video.